Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Virginia, aka Orange Zeppelin, and if I look really tired right now, yes, I am very tired. I just got off of work. I am on my new work schedule for the summertime, and I'm extra tired just looking at it. Which I knew this time was coming. This happens every summertime. I work in a tourist town right on the waterfront. It's this time of year, it's just a complete war zone. Which I'm not going to complain about getting extra hours, because that means a fatter paycheck. And then also when I work a nice long shift, I kind of miss the main traffic on the waterfront, because I am traveling on my bike and I'm kind of just gambling, riding amongst people who have only just discovered cars as a concept last week. And I feel like I'm kind of overdue for a general goings-on update video. Just want to share some of my future plans and kind of how I want to schedule things out for the near future. So right now we're going to minimize burnout, because if I try to do too much, it's just not going to work. It is not going to be a good time. So actually, first of all, just the other day, I did a marker drawing of Black Frieza. Let's see if we can get some good lighting here. This is his newest form in Dragon Ball Super. I did this for Quesadilla Slam here on YouTube, who does a really, really good Frieza impression. I just recently joined his Discord recently, and I've been really enjoying being in the community. He's got an art channel in the server. I've been trying to post every week, and I kind of feel like I'm mogging everybody, because basically one of the mods, you can pin messages in a Discord server channel. So in the art server, there's all these pinned messages, and basically one of the mods is like showcasing the best art in that channel, and I think almost every single thing that I've posted he's pinned. So if you look in the pinned messages, it's just like this long stream of my art, which I appreciated. It's just like I get kind of bashful about it almost. Which I promise I am drawing things other than just Dragon Ball Z. It's been all Dragon Ball Z recently. That has got a chokehold on me, but I did draw Eddie of Iron Maiden at work the other day, which this sketchbook, this is actually very topical, because this is my work sketchbook. The sun is like, this is not the time to be filming right here. The sun is not working in my favor. I got that beautiful evening sunset over the ocean shining directly into my eyeballs. But this work sketchbook that I actually started in 2019. It was a couple of jobs ago. I'm very, very close to finishing this. If I do a drawing every work week, and not even just every work day, just like every week I take the time to do something, I will have this done by the end of the summer, and I would definitely do a sketchbook tour. Because I work at an anime store, there is definitely, like, we got Piccolo, we got some Dragon Ball Z happening in here, definitely. We obviously, we're going to have my man Zarbon. I'm not sure when this video in particular is going to come out, but I'm pretty sure at this point I will have done 2 videos in a row that are just me painting Zarbon. So of course, we got my beautiful, beautiful man here. Actually, speaking of Zarbon, I recently got a new lanyard for work. We've got a ton of different lanyards, so I didn't remember what every single design was, and I was just organizing them one day. And we got the goat, we've got Vegeta, absolute classic, always one of my favorite characters. We've got Frieza, my favorite villain, we got his first form, and then we've actually got my man Zarbon. So I was like, okay, I have to get that. That's got all my dudes on it. It's perfect. But back on track. Really, what I need to do right now, I need to be really careful with how much I fill my plate, because a lot of the projects I want to do right now are just large form projects. Like long form large projects. And I know that's how I operate. I have a bunch of things happening at once, but I really can't do that to myself this summer. And I just watched a recent video from Mira Byler here on YouTube, and she is describing a lot of the same things that I'm feeling right now. And she made just like super chill, cozy sketchbook spread videos. Her content in general it's a very calm, relaxing kind of vibe. And one of the things that she did on this sketchbook spread, she painted this really cool tiger. And I'm like, that's what I'm going to do in my chill update video. I'm going to do a big cat spread. So I'm going to move over to my desk. I'm going to bust open my sketchbook and we're going to talk about some of the plans that I have percolating in my head. All right, first of all, we are sipping on the Lagunitas Trooper IPA, official Iron Maiden collab. I'm not much of an IPA fan, but I wanted to try it anyway. It's an IPA. I'm not really in love, but that's okay. It's good to try new things. The beer that I have been enjoying recently is Kirin Ichiban. That is very good. That one is nice and smooth, and it doesn't have any of that bitterness that just is very prevalent in IPAs. It's funny that I'm very picky about beer, and then whiskey, it's like, oh yeah, this is great. This is like licking marmalade off a leather jacket. I love it. Just one of those things that's very subjective. The other day I was looking in this whiskey group, and we're talking about drain pours, basically something that you got that was so bad you could not make it through. Which I've never poured something out. Though Johnny Walker Red, that was absolutely vile, but I managed to raw dog it through the full bottle. And somebody in the comments actually mentioned Toki Suntory as something they gave away, and I'm like, yo, give that bottle to me next time. That was good. But anyway, today, as I said, we are drawing some big cats. I am starting off with a tiger. Absolutely love tigers. I would genuinely consider them a spirit animal of sorts. And I'm just starting off with this is either watercolor or gouache that I had on this palette that I wanted to use up. And initially I was going to go in with a fountain pen, but I wanted to wait until my watercolor had fully dried, and then I kind of ran out of patience, so I changed my plans along the way. So as for my general update, you guys know how much I love to fill my plate. I'm like going to a buffet, but instead of orange chicken and egg rolls, I am piling up projects and obligations. And I definitely need to be careful with that this time of the year, because like I said, it is super, super busy. And then I also checked the weather, and we are going to have a really toasty week coming up. And that means it's going to get even hotter in the inland and in the valley, and that's going to bring a lot of tourists over. Because they're going to come our way to escape that heat, and so it's going to be extra busy at work. So I definitely need to slow down. I got to chill a little bit. And a lot of the projects that are piling up, it's like comics and zines. Both comics and zines are very time-consuming and in some ways very finicky, because there's a lot of planning, a lot of double-checking, especially if you're doing anything printed. You're going to want to make sure everything is set up correctly. But July is National Zine Month, and I'm still going to try to get some things out before the end of the month, which is rapidly approaching. And I do want to make a new zine making video, because I am trying some cool new stuff out. I've changed my process a little bit, so I'm going to share a bit of that. And the two zines that I want to make are basically, it's a collection of images that are, for the most part, already made. One of the things I want to do is a comic that I keep putting off for time reasons, but I really want to work on it. One of the things that slowed me down is I actually just did a ton of work on a comic for a collaborative project, only to have the guy running it basically say, yeah, I don't have time to assemble any of you guys' work. Project's canceled. I'm leaving the internet forever. Moving to Ecuador, don't try to find me. And it's not even the first time that's happened where I'll join a collaborative group project and then the person running it basically goes insane and disappears. And another comic project I want to basically do a study where I am gonna copy 2 full chapters of Dragon Ball Z, but do it in my style. But I would like to do more studies of comic pages in general and actually try to emulate the original art style. I think that would be really fun practice. And occasionally, I will stumble on some old art that I really want to redraw. This has happened a few times with comics. I found a Hamtaro parody that I drew while evidently extremely bored at one of my previous jobs, and I do still really like how I drew it, but I think doing a fully inked version would be really cool, and I do want to fix a lot of the speech bubbles. This also predates me actively trying to fix my handwriting and make it look, coherent. Which I did actually post that on DeviantArt just the other day. So if you do want to see the original iteration of the comic, it is up. I just want to post a little more of my loose and fun art on DeviantArt and not just the more finished pieces. I was going through my gallery and I was looking through my old comics and I'm finding that I'm missing just the weirdness in those comics and in some of my Inktober pieces. And that's also why I started documenting the pages in my Hobonichi 5-year journal. I've been posting big batches of images sorted by month, so there's a lot of work in getting those ready. But when I finish that journal, it's going to be 5 years of daily writing and 365 illustrations done over those years. And I'm just sharing the illustration pages, not the journal entries themselves. But there's a lot of just little fun things that I've made in there. I've got some really pretty watercolor paintings of places where I've sat on my break at work or bakeries I've been to. And between that and then my work notebook, it's all art that I didn't overthink. And I think that's the lesson I'm trying to teach myself right now. Stop fucking thinking so much. And thinking about DeviantArt in general, I've actually been getting some really good traction over there lately, which makes me very happy. I've got a lot of opinions on DeviantArt right now. I'm not at all happy that they just lost the plot and they allow AI art with air quotes around it. But you will find there is still a very stalwart group of people that are fighting against that. They're really trying to keep DeviantArt a solid place to post. I still think out of all the places I post, DeviantArt is absolutely the best in terms of just how the gallery system works. I like how you can organize your pieces, which I have links to all the places I post listed below in the description. If you follow me on Instagram, you get the added bonus of seeing all the weird memes that I hide in my stories. But having listed all those projects that I want to do, I gotta take the time to do rejuvenating things also. And I really want to take more time to read. I want to watch more shows. I have been told to watch the animated series Primal, and I absolutely will. The guy who made that series is working on the new animated Conan series. And Conan's a world I've wanted to dive deeper into for a long time. In order to make really cool art, I gotta feed my brain really cool things. Alright, so it is the next day. I would love to tell you that I'm well rested and rejuvenated, but I actually stayed up way too late playing video games. So, not quite as rejuvenated as I would like. But I really like how this spread turned out. This was very fun to do. There's something about crowns, man, that just, gets you in the zone. Because when you're a kid and you're using crowns in your drawings, you're not like, oh, man, I'm really thinking about the composition of this house and my stick family and the sun. You're just running purely off of instinct, like animal instinct. But I am going to wrap it up right here, and I am going to enjoy the rest of my day off from work. I hope you guys are having a very good, relaxing day, hopefully staying cool in the very toasty weather. And I will see you all very soon in the next video.